Hello, sewing and crafting friends. Thanks for joining me on the TurboPurr channel. This is Ramona, and today I'm going to be showing you some examples of different types of vinyl. This video was done at the request of Sandy. Thanks, Sandy, for the suggestion. The question was, what are the different types of vinyl and how are they used? So let's get started. I have a Brother ScanNcut machine, so I'm going to be talking a little bit about that. But also Cricut or Silhouette or whatever cutting machine you have applies here. You can also use scissors and vinyl just to cut freehand or trace a pattern and cut. The sticky back vinyl requires a transfer tape, and heat applied vinyl requires a heat press or an iron. I use a Cricut heat press. Although I have a ScanNcut machine, it doesn't really matter which brand you use. You can mix and match. So basically, I am classifying the vinyl in two types. There is a type that requires heat to apply, and a type that is like a sticker, really, which is sticky on the back and does not use heat. Heat transfer vinyl is also sometimes called iron-on vinyl. Both of these types of vinyl, both the heat required and the no heat, come in all sorts of colors and metallics. Really a lot of choices. The sticky back vinyl has different options. There is a printable vinyl, which will go through an inkjet printer, and you can take PDFs of illustrations and send them through your inkjet printer and print them onto printable vinyl, and then scan them with ScanNcut and cut them out. So I'll be talking a little bit more about that a little later. There's also, with the sticky back vinyl, there's also some holographic type sticky back vinyl, which kind of has a luster or a multicolor sheen on it. So there are quite a lot of options with both of these types of vinyl. What gets confusing sometimes is people trying to figure out which is which. I'm talking about the heat set vinyl first. With the vinyl that requires heat to apply, it is generally on a clear carrier sheet. So in this picture, I am showing you that the right side, the pretty side of the vinyl, is like a rainbow mix of colors. So that's the correct side. The multicolor side is the pretty side of the vinyl that you want to show once you have cut it out and pressed it onto your t-shirt or whatever substrate you're using. So when there's a clear carrier sheet and the heat set type of vinyl, the pretty side of the vinyl needs to be face down on top of the mat. The side that you're seeing that is silver, that's actually the side that has the heat set adhesive on it, so that faces up. So there's a clear layer that you don't see right now that's not really visible that's lying on top of that multicolor stripes that you see. So, since you are putting the pretty side of the vinyl face down on the mat, that means that if you are cutting something out, say you're cutting a silhouette of a child or something, then if you want it to face the direction, whichever direction you want, then you're going to need to mirror image your design in your software to make sure it faces the direction you want. And the other thing about it is because there is a carrier sheet, a clear carrier sheet, you don't want to cut all the way through the carrier sheet. So when you get ready to cut, you need to specify half cut. And sometimes some of the other machines have different terms for this. I've heard it called a kiss cut. On the ScanNcut, it's a half cut, and that needs to be turned on when you're using the auto blade because otherwise it would cut through all the layers, and that just really makes it more difficult when you're trying to apply it to a um, fabric. So we're wanting to cut, the object is to cut the clear vinyl, or to cut the vinyl layer only, the pretty side of the vinyl only, and leave the clear carrier sheet uncut. And I'll show you a picture. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the clear carrier sheet. I'm turning it on the back, and you can see how that's mirror imaged. So the way that this design is being held now is the way that the design went through the machine with the right side down. So when it's ironed on, and in this example, I've actually just ironed it on to cardstock to make greeting cards. And you can see that when it's ironed on, the image is facing the other direction. That's why I mentioned the mirror imaging. So when you are applying this heat set vinyl, follow the instructions with whichever brand of vinyl you are using. Generally, they'll recommend using a press cloth or a piece of sheet of parchment paper or sheet of another kind of paper just to prevent any kind of damage to the iron, any stickiness or anything. But here are some examples, and you can see that I've left the clear carrier sheet so that you can see these, and some of these intricate designs have quite a bit of weeding required, removing of the excess vinyl on them. And also, it's just really nice to use these on greeting cards as well as t-shirts. I'm showing an example of a t-shirt here so you can see that as well. This type of vinyl that I'm going to be discussing is the sticky back vinyl. So it's basically, you can create big stickers or little stickers in custom shapes with it. And the sticky back vinyl has a white glossy backing in general. That's what I've seen with all the different brands that I've used. And so the carrier sheet for the vinyl on these, when you send it through the machine, goes on to the bottom. So in these examples that I'm showing, I've weeded out the excess vinyl after it's gone through the cutting machine so that just the decorative part is showing. Here are some examples. When you because when you are putting the sticky back vinyl on the mat, the layers are that the white carrier sheet goes onto the mat and the pretty side of the vinyl is facing up. And here with the vinyl on the far left, I'm showing you that the white carrier sheet is attached to the pretty vinyl, and you can kind of see here that the stickiness is on the back of the colored vinyl. Again, we want to cut only the layer of vinyl and not cut through the carrier sheet, because if you cut through all the layers, it really makes the weeding much more difficult. So this is where the half cut setting on the Brother ScanNcut comes in. And in this example, I'm using the Brother ScanNcut DX. And with this, I've cut my name, and this is called a transfer tape, and it's conveniently gridded so that you can align your lettering. And if you make a mistake, you just take it right off and reposition it until you get the transfer tape the way you want it. And here it helps to pull at an angle to remove the carrier sheet. And it's ready to apply to a card. And the grid makes it really easy to apply. And this transfer tape can be used over and over. Here is an example of some of the sticky back vinyl, and again I have weeded out the excess. Jennifer Maker has some free vinyl designs. They're free designs that you can print out. I love her website, and I'll put a link in for you. It's also a wealth of information, specifically if you own a Cricut machine. In this example, I've also used a white glitter vinyl that is a different type of printable vinyl. So there's both glitter vinyl available, sticky back to go through a printer, as well as printable vinyl that's a flat matte white, that's also shown in this example, and then also the hologram type of vinyl that's printable. And there are different brands. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I would love to hear in the comments what you have been crafting in your home craft room. Have a wonderful day, and see you next time.